Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Dunn. This is the third part of our introduction to graphing. I decided to record this extra screencast because I wanted to help you with one of the questions that you're going to see in your assignment where you're asked to graph a quadratic equation and change the window. So I wanted to talk to you about that in this screencast. So let's talk about that standard window to begin with. So I put this on the screencast on the PowerPoint slide, but if you press Zoom 6, because that's the standard window, Zoom 6, you're going to see the graph. And this is a graph which I've also copied onto the PowerPoint. But if you look at the actual window, it is showing you that the smallest x value is -10. The biggest x value is +10. Now this x SCL stands for x scale, and it says the x scale is 1. That simply means it's counting by 1. So for example, if the x scale was 2 in this example, so let me change that and now look at the graph. Then you'll see on the x scale we're counting by 2's. So it goes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, up to 10. Okay, so let's look at a specific example. So you're going to be asked a question like graph the equation in the standard window and in the given window, and then determine which of the windows better shows the shape of the graph and the x and the y intercepts. So I wrote an example on this PowerPoint. So y is equal to -16x squared plus 112. We're going to graph that equation in the standard window, and then we're going to graph it in this window. And I want to show you how to do that. So first of all, let's put the equation in our calculator. So y equals -1/6. So I'm going to put -1/6 in parentheses, and then x, I always use this key for the x, squared plus, and I'll put 1/12 in parentheses. Now remember, I changed my window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Zoom 6 and graph that window in the standard screen. So that's what the graph looks like in the standard screen. So can you tell where the x and the y intercepts are? The shape is pretty good. That shows pretty much what the shape should look like, but you really can't identify those x and those y intercepts. Let's see if we graph it in this other window if that's better. So what we have to do is we're going to graph it in the other window. So we have to change that window. So these are telling you the x min, x max, y min, y max, and this is the x scale and the y scale. So the x min is -1. Remember to use that negative button and not the minus button. And the x max is +1. Remember the scale is 0.1. The y min is -0.3. The y max is a +0.3. And the y scale is 0.1. Spoiler alert, I already had it graphed here, but you can see the graph on your calculator and notice that this graph is way better. So we can see really, really clearly that the x-intercept is right about here. And if we're counting by 0.1, that's 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6. It's about at -0.7. The y-intercept looks like it's just a little lower than +0.1. So anyway, that's how changing the window works on your calculator. Now, remember, after you've changed your window, so remember we made all those changes, to get back to normal, press Zoom and 6, and that will automatically take you back to that standard window that is the square 10 by 10. All right, good luck.